Rivers State, one of Nigeria's 36 states, came into being on May 27, 1967. It occupies a territorial space of about 11,077 square kilometers, an equivalent of roughly 4,277 square miles. It is located within the southern parts of Nigeria, popularly known as the Niger Delta region. It has an estimated population of about 6.6 million people, with approximately 60% of these residing within the urban areas. By 2007, when Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amaechi became the democratically elected governor of Rivers State, his administration inherited about 2,805 government primary schools, 243 secondary schools, and 5 tertiary institutions. However, the school system had virtually collapsed. The schools were dilapidated, overcrowded, with little or no facility in place. Sometimes, pupils had to sit on the floor to receive lessons. There was a shortage of teaching staff, especially in the sciences, inadequate funding, low learning achievement, and high failure rates in state and national examinations. Morale among the teaching staff was very low, as there were delays in the payment of salaries. At this point in time, many children of school age were not in school, as poor parents and guardians withdrew their children and wards from school and engaged them in street trading, among others. According to the World Bank, literacy rates for adults 15 and above by 2010 in Nigeria was at 61%. School enrollment at the primary level was 58%, and the total number of primary school children out of school at this time was approximately 5 million males and 5.5 million female children. To tackle this decay, Right Honorable Chibuike Amaechi declared a state of emergency within the education sector. This was done in order to serve as the backbone for the transformation of education in the state, with the guiding principle being to provide citizens of Rivers State with standard and good education in partnership with the private sector, parents, non-governmental organizations, and competent teachers in a conducive learning environment, and a vision statement of providing free and qualitative education to the entire population of Rivers State. The transformation team, led by the Rivers State Commissioner for Education, Dame Alice Lawrence Nemi, swung into action. The goals articulated include to provide good learning environment for the total education of children in Rivers State, the employment of adequate number of teachers, ensuring adequate funding of education, ensuring community membership and participation in school management committees, establishment of ICT laboratories in schools, to train principals, vice principals and head teachers in school management, to establish more institutions and centers for special and technical education, to institute new laws and enforce existing laws for strengthening the education system, create an incentive and reward system for teachers, enhance quality by the creation of a monitoring and inspection agency, implement the Early Childhood Care and Development Education, ECCDE, especially in rural areas, demolish illegal structures in school premises, promote sporting and educational competitions in schools, enforce the effectiveness of the Adult and Non-Formal Education Agency, review and restructure special education, especially migrant fisher folks education, establish elaborate civic and moral education programs, as well as guidance and counseling, set up a central statewide education reform plan development and implementation committee, as well as subcommittees. In the words of the Commissioner for Education, education for all is the responsibility of all. Knowing fully well that one of the reasons why many children drop out of school could be due to economic concerns, the government since 2008 abolished fees in all government-owned primary and post-primary schools in the state. It went further to embark on a program of issuing free books, uniforms, bags and sandals to the children. Right now, under the Schools' Right, Parents and Teachers Law 2012, signed into law by this administration, it is currently a criminal offense for parents to keep their children or wards out of school during school periods, except on issues of ill health and or any other cogent reason. The environment in which a child studies affects the child's physical and mental behavior. The Rivers State government thus embarked on the construction of over 750 model primary schools and 24 model secondary schools in the state. Each primary school will be equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, including internet connection, library, football pitch, sick bay, basketball court, a school farm, assembly hall, among several others. Each secondary school would have all the facilities of the primary school plus full boarding facilities for all students, staff quarters for teachers, e-library, internet and ICT, audiovisual laboratories, chemistry, biology, physics and other laboratories, among others.
My name is enviable. I want to thank the government for providing such a school for the children of Port Harcourt. I also want to say that this school is very lovely. Yesterday I walked around this school. I saw the assembly hall and the dining table. It was all very nice. I want to also say that I'm very proud to be a part of this school. It gave me so much honor to be here out of the people that wrote this exam. I also want to say that I will try my best to study hard and be the best among the best.
This school is by far the best I've ever seen. It's very clean, its facilities are good, the food prepared, the teachers here, the students, the hall, everything is just exciting. The school is far more better than the one I've been to. With the facilities here, the students and most of all the teachers, learning will be more better to help you to even improve. We have a library, we have laptops, we have computers, good class. Learning will be moderate, learning will be very high, learning and understanding will be more than it was for those people that come from public schools like me.
Over 264 of the primary schools have been completed and equipped, while about 100 are fully functional.
I like my school because the environment is beautiful. There's computer lab, there's library, there's whiteboard. Before we use blackboard, and there is qualified teachers in school. We have computer lab, we have libraries, we have halls where we stay to do our meetings. We have football equipment and beautiful environments.
According to the great statesman Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And in recognition of the fact that education is not just theoretical, the state government has also reinstituted the teaching of the arts within our primary and post-primary schools. Music, dance classes, graphic arts and the crafts are now a regular feature within the schools.
Before this time, I could remember that when I started teaching, some of us are still under tree. and some of the classes were under dilapidated buildings. Children sit on the ground. They don't have desks to write. So now, the present education system in Rivers State, children now are now sitting on the desk, no more sitting on the ground. They have facilities like senior secondary schools. We have computers in the classes and a computer store. We have a library where they'll go and at their quiet time. As a stage, there was video brought to the school. Whatever the teacher wants to teach, the children see it live and make the teaching real for them. Children no more come to school late because they will eager to come to the computer room during their own period. Children don't leave school as before. When school reopened, at first week, second week, you can't see any child. But this time, immediately school open, you see children running to the school because of the benefit of what they've gained in the school.
The hallmarks achieved also transcended infrastructural development. The Rivers State Ministry of Education, in partnership with the British Council and Cambridge University, introduced the TKT Essentials Training and Certification. So far, over 9,000 teachers have been trained and certified. Recently, the state government added another 13,151 teachers to the teaching workforce in the state. All the children in the Ambassador Nnefuru Kurubo Model Secondary School have received a laptop, courtesy of the Rivers State government, in its one laptop per child project. This project is ongoing and will ultimately be deployed to all other model secondary schools now at various stages of completion. Other activities being carried out by the state towards enhancing education include the construction and establishment of a technical vocational training center managed by a German firm, Zentrastella Fudai Waitambidong, in handwork. Ongoing construction of the new Rivers State University of Science and Technology campus. Creation of school-based management committees in the Universal Basic Education and Post-Primary Schools Board laws. Declaration and implementation of free, compulsory and qualitative basic and senior secondary education. Establishment of the Rivers State Education Quality Assurance Agency. Domestication of the 9-year basic education curriculum and breakdown to weekly schemes of work. State governments took over the payment of teacher salaries from local governments. New senior secondary education curricula received and implemented. Increased pupils and students' annual schools enrollment. Award of graduate and postgraduate scholarships, local and international, to deserving students in the state. Improved pupils and students' learning achievement. Better teacher per pupils ratio. Implementation of the Early Childhood Care and Development Education, ECCDE, in all functional model primary schools. The inauguration of an annual Governor's Cup debate competition among secondary schools within Rivers State. The holiday tour program. This was to engage children during the holidays and keep them off the streets. The strengthening of vocational and technical education. This aspect of education was almost extinct within the state before the advent of this administration. The adoption of an education policy to guide educational development in Rivers State, among several others. These achievements have earned the state encomiums and awards at various levels. Some of these include Universal Basic Education Commission's Best Performing State in the country, Port Harcourt winning the bid to host 2014 World Book Capital City. The city of Port Harcourt was chosen on account of the quality of its program, in particular its focus on youth and the impact it will have on improving Nigeria's culture of books, reading, writing and publishing to improve literacy rates, according to the selection committee. Award of Excellence and Commitment to the State Governor for Educational Advancement of Rivers State by the Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan. Good Performance Award in Basic Education, Best in the Country, 2011, among several others.
But since I visited Rivers, I think that Rivers State, I can easily say that has become the mecca of a good education in Nigeria. And so I think we have a lot to learn from Rivers State.
Rivers State currently is now regarded as the #1 educational hub in the country, and it is the only state in the nation that has continued to appropriate 26% of its annual budget to education. With all these, the state governor has this to say.
The facade of the schools should not deceive us into an achievement of educational development. Anybody can build a school. We should not politicize education. There is no room for politicization of education. Nothing like, see me, I have achieved. I built 20 schools, 500 schools, clap for me, give me more votes. That is not what education is about. It is not a thing that anybody should gain votes for. It's a thing that is a right of every Nigerian. The truth remains that I don't think we've done enough investment in the area of education. I don't believe that at all.
His passion stems from this statement from the World Bank. Education is one of the most powerful instruments for reducing poverty and inequality and lays the foundation for sustained economic growth. His desire is to turn a region hitherto known only for militancy and youth restiveness to a region that will be the leader in outsourcing intellectual properties to all corners of the globe. There is clearly room for growth in the education sector and an opportunity for investors. Possible areas for investment include, but are not limited to, establishment of schools, specialized schools and technical and vocational training institutions, provision of educational materials, workshop equipment and other resources, scholarships and educational grants, direct foreign funding or investment towards the completion of the ongoing projects in the education sector, management of mega secondary schools, teachers training and certification programs up to international standards, endowment of faculty and facilities, partnering with existing institutions towards manpower development, develop ICT and technology departments and laboratories for agriculture, health sciences, engineering, human nutrition and food management, mining, industrial processes and hospitality management at the tertiary levels. Interventions could also come in the area of private investments, public-private partnerships, provision of educational resources, facilities and materials, training of teachers and other ancillary services, exchange programs for the teaching staff and students alike, among several others, and construction of educational institutions. Thank you.